Good morning, computer science. Today is April 24th, 2020. Woo! Week down. And weekend hopefully starting soon for most of us. So what is going on today? We are going to be talking about functions with return values. Now, return values is basically the idea is you're using a function and you're giving a value out or something out of your function without sort of assigning it as a global variable. So one of the things you can do is something like you return an output, so then you're just dealing, like you run this function, you just want a number from the function to affect something else. You don't necessarily want to store it in a variable because that can get sort of exhausting. Or say you have things you want to input into a function, have them be worked with, manipulated within the function, and then get something out of that. And the return value is a pretty useful way to do that. And so once you get into lesson 16, Bubble 2, it has this nice description of basically how we can use return values. An easy way to sort of think of them is that they are the opposite of parameters. So parameters are sort of numbers you choose to put into a function, and the return is an output that would basically be numbers or something that you would get out of your function. So during this is mostly a short lesson, a way to sort of real world thing of thinking of return values is like playing Go Fish. Originally, you and whoever you were playing with have a set of cards. The person whose turn it is sort of running the Go Fish function, and they're basically saying, oh, do you have any of these? You would then run a function to check each of your cards. And if you had one of the cards, you would then return the card that matches to that person. If you don't, you would then return the phrase "go fish." So that's sort of a basic example of all this. This is overall a pretty short lesson, and I would like to remind you all that there is the assessment open for you all to take right now. So overall, encourage you to do both of those. It's only 8 bubbles, and it sort of builds up through there, and it's just a very useful tool using this return so that you don't end up bogging down your own program with too many variables or variables you have to constantly change. So that's what's going on today. If you have any questions, I am in the Discord, or you can message me through Jupyter or Google Hangouts. Any of that really works. So that is what's going on today. And I will see you all on Monday.